So the transaction concepts is nothing but a transaction is a unit of program execution that accesses and possibly updates various data items. While you're doing a transaction from one account to another account, we do some sequence of tasks. So if anything went wrong during the execution of this transaction, if anything went wrong, what are the issues we encounter? So the two main issues can occur: failures of various kinds, such as hardware failures and system crashes, and concurrent execution of multiple transactions. It is also possible for concurrent execution, that is, simultaneously executing the same, accessing the same databases for multiple transactions. So due to these issues, how we can overcome these two issues with the help of maintaining the asset property. So what is the asset property? So while you're doing a transaction, there are 4 different types of asset property should maintain. So what will happen while you are doing an asset property? In order to ensure accuracy, completeness, and data integrity, so that's why we go for an asset property. So what is an asset property? The first one is an atomicity. So the atomicity in the sense, the transaction to complete entirely. If anything went wrong, should redo the operation. That is, simply we can returning back to the starting stage. So simply we can do the abort the transaction, and we can roll back all the transactions happen in between the atomicity. So that's why it is called transaction all or nothing. The second one is consistency. The consistency is nothing but only valid data is stored, only valid data is saved. So after doing a transaction, so both before transaction and after transaction, the data should be in a consistent state. So only valid data is saved. The third one is isolation. So what is an isolation? Transactions do not affect each other. That means to complete the first transaction, then we allow the second transaction. So that's why transactions do not affect each other. If you are affecting each other in the sense, there is a chance of making a difference of amount or difference in one account that should be reflected in the another transaction. The fourth property is durability. So the durability, written data will not be lost. So after completing all the transaction, we'll call the commit transaction. So I have to complete the entire transaction. Once we can execute the commit transaction in the sense, so the information is stored into the database permanently. So the written data will not be lost. So while you are doing a transaction, these properties should be maintained. These properties should be maintained. Okay. So these are all the